Have you ever felt that moment of deep connection with Allah? Maybe it came after a tragedy, maybe while listening to the Quran, or maybe during a quiet night when your heart felt full of light and peace. That moment, when something changes inside you, when the world feels different, and when you feel closer to your true purpose, is what many call a spiritual awakening. It's powerful. It's real. It opens your eyes to the truth of Islam, the temporary nature of this world, and the beauty of living for Allah. But here's the question. Why do so many people, after having this beautiful awakening, still stay stuck? Why do they go back to their old habits? Why do they feel like something inside them is holding them down, even though they've tasted the sweetness of faith? This video is about why most people stay trapped after their spiritual awakening, from the Islamic point of view. It's not about judging others, but understanding ourselves. It's about learning what stops us, what holds us back, and how we can finally walk forward with full strength toward Allah. You see, awakening is only the beginning. Just like the morning light appears before the sun fully rises, a spiritual awakening is the first sign of something greater. But many people stop there. They feel the light but don't move toward it. Their heart shakes, but they don't take the next step. Their soul cries out for change, but they stay quiet. Why? Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's the people around us. Sometimes it's weak faith, love for the Dunya, or just being unsure of what to do next. So in this video, we'll explore why people get stuck after awakening and how to break free. We'll speak about fear, distractions, lack of guidance, peer pressure, weak faith, and more. And most importantly, we'll talk about how to move forward with hope, courage, and trust in Allah. Because the truth is, once your heart has felt the light of Allah, you were never meant to stay in darkness again. So stay with us. This might just be the message you've been waiting for. And don't forget, if this video helps you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers. 1. Understanding spiritual awakening. There are moments in life when something changes deep inside your heart. It might happen after you face a difficult situation, lose someone you love, or just feel tired of chasing the same things over and over again. You stop for a moment and ask yourself, is this really what life is about? That moment is not just a thought. It's the beginning of something powerful. It is called a spiritual awakening. It is when your heart opens to something greater, when you feel like there must be more to life than just eating, sleeping, working, and chasing the world. Spiritual awakening is not something that happens with loud noise or flashing lights. It's a quiet moment of realization. You may feel like something inside you has woken up from a deep sleep. Suddenly, you see life differently. You begin to realize that there is a creator who made you and everything around you. You start asking, why am I here? And what does Allah want from me? That is when you begin to understand your real purpose. You feel like turning away from your old ways and walking towards something more meaningful. This awakening is a gift from Allah. He chooses whom He wants to guide. It's not something you buy or learn in a school. It comes when your heart is ready to see the truth. Sometimes it comes in pain, and sometimes it comes in silence. But whenever it comes, it brings a sense of peace and clarity. You no longer feel empty inside because you realize that the emptiness was from being far from your Creator. And when you turn back to Him, your soul begins to feel full again. But awakening is only the first step. Many people stop at that moment. They feel it once and then go back to their old lives. They don't move forward, and they stay trapped in the same patterns. Why does that happen? It's because awakening needs action. It needs growth. Just like a seed that is planted in the ground, it needs water, sunlight, and care to grow into a tree. If you leave it alone, it will die. In the same way, your awakening needs attention. You must feed it with prayer, remembrance of Allah, and good company. You must protect it from bad habits and harmful thoughts. People often think that awakening will solve all their problems, but the truth is, awakening shows you the problems and gives you the strength to face them. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. You now see the mess around you. You see the things you need to fix, the sins you must leave, and the path you must walk. That can be scary. It can feel like too much. But that is where your journey truly begins. Allah woke you up so you can rise, not so you can return to sleep. This moment is special. It is a turning point. From here, you can change your life forever, but only if you take the next step. Only if you decide to walk towards Allah with sincerity and hope. Don't think about how far you've gone or how many mistakes you've made. What matters is what you do next. Awakening is a gift, but what you do with that gift is your test. 2. Fear of change. After a person experiences a spiritual awakening, they feel something powerful inside their soul. They begin to see life with new eyes. They understand that the life they were living before was not fulfilling. They now want to come closer to Allah, live a better life, and follow the right path. But something stops them. Something pulls them back. That thing is fear of change. This fear is very real and strong. It comes in many shapes. Some people fear losing their old lifestyle. Others fear what their friends or family might say. Some are afraid of the unknown, and others are scared they might fail. They worry that they can't keep up with prayer or that they won't be good enough. Even though they feel awakened inside, they become frozen outside. The heart wants to move, but the fear chains them in place. The fear of change makes people think things like, what if I start praying but then stop again? What if people laugh at me for wearing Islamic clothes? What if I lose my friends? What if I can't leave my bad habits? These questions fill the mind with worry and doubt. Instead of moving forward, people choose to stay in the same place. They convince themselves that it's safer to remain where they are, even if it means staying far from Allah. This fear is dangerous because it whispers lies. It makes you believe that your past is too dark for Allah to forgive. It makes you think you are too weak to change. It tells you that people will reject you if you follow the truth. But the reality is the opposite. Allah is always ready to accept you. Every good change begins with discomfort. Think about a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It must go through a difficult process before it can fly. Change may feel hard at first, but it leads to beauty. When you leave behind your sins, when you walk away from bad friends, when you let go of the old version of yourself, you feel a kind of pain. But that pain is not punishment. It is part of your growth. It is your soul stretching and becoming stronger. Shaitan wants you to stay the same. He whispers doubts into your heart. He wants you to fear the future so much that you remain stuck in your past. But Allah wants you to rise. He wants you to have courage and take that step. He wants you to know that even if the world turns against you, He will be with you. You may lose people when you change. You may feel alone, but you will find yourself. You will find peace. You will find Allah. And that is more valuable than anything in this world. When you start praying regularly, when you read Quran daily, when you remember Allah in your heart, your soul begins to breathe. Your life may look different, but it will feel better. You will no longer be pretending. You will finally be living with purpose. Change doesn't mean you have to be perfect overnight. It means you're moving in the right direction. If you fall, get back up. If you slip, return to Allah. The fear may not disappear all at once, but your courage can grow every day. With each prayer, with each good deed, with every small effort, you prove to yourself that you are not a prisoner of your past. Trust that Allah will guide you. Trust that He knows your heart and your efforts. Even if others don't understand, even if the path feels hard, remember that it leads to peace. The more you walk with faith, the stronger you become. Fear may whisper, but your faith should speak louder. Say yes to the life your soul is craving. Say yes to the change that will bring you closer to Jannah. Third, attachment to the world. When someone experiences a spiritual awakening, they begin to feel something different in their heart. They start to understand that life is more than just collecting money, showing off, chasing fame, or trying to please people. They feel that there is a deeper purpose in life, to please Allah and prepare for the hereafter. But even after this awakening, many people stay trapped. One of the biggest reasons for this is their strong attachment to the world. This attachment is like a heavy chain. It holds you back from moving forward. It makes you scared to leave behind the things that once gave you comfort. Maybe it's your job, your house, your clothes, your phone, or even your social status. Maybe it's the way people look at you and praise you. These things are not evil by themselves, but the problem comes when you start loving them too much and forgetting that one day you will leave all of them behind. Your heart cannot be full of both love for the world and love for Allah at the same time. One will always push the other out. When your heart is attached to the world, it becomes blind. You start thinking this life is everything. You begin to fear losing your status, your wealth, your followers, or your position in society. This fear becomes so strong that even after spiritual awakening, people don't take action. They don't walk towards Allah. Why? Because they are still holding on tightly to this world. Some people fear that if they follow Islam fully, they might lose their business profits. They might stop being invited to parties. They might not be liked by society. They worry, if I become religious, will people call me extreme? These worries come from love for Dunya. And the more you love the Dunya, the harder it is to love Allah sincerely. But we must remember a powerful truth. This world is temporary. Every single thing in it will end. The money will finish, the beauty will fade, the power will disappear, and the people will leave. The car you drive today may be gone tomorrow. The clothes you wear will get old. Even your body will return to dust. So why become attached to something that does not last? Why let something temporary stop you from achieving something eternal? Your awakening is like a warning bell. It tells you, don't waste your life. But if you ignore it and go back to chasing the world, you will find yourself lost again. You may have everything in your hands, but you will feel empty in your heart. That is the sign that the world cannot fill the soul. Only closeness to Allah can do that. You were not born to chase what fades. You were born to walk towards what lasts forever. Don't let your attachment to this world stop your soul from rising. Choose the light. Choose the truth. Choose the life that leads to Jannah. Fourth, lack of guidance. One of the most common reasons why people stay trapped after their spiritual awakening is the lack of guidance. When someone wakes up spiritually, they begin to feel that the way they were living before is not right. They start looking for truth, for peace, for something deeper. Their heart feels the call of Allah, and they want to follow it. But they don't know where to go or what to do next. That's when confusion begins, and this confusion often keeps people stuck. Imagine you are lost in a forest. You realize you've been walking the wrong path. You stop and decide to turn back, but all the trees look the same. There are no signs, no maps, no one to ask. You feel scared, unsure, and helpless. That's how a person feels after spiritual awakening without proper guidance. They want to walk toward Allah, but they don't know the steps. They don't know who to trust. And sadly, in that lost state, some people give up and go back to their old life. Many people want to pray, but they don't know how. They want to read the Quran, but they don't understand the Arabic. They want to change their habits, but no one teaches them how. They may turn to the internet, but they find too many opinions, some harsh, some confusing. They may go to friends or family, but they may not be supportive. This loneliness and lack of direction becomes a heavy wall that keeps the person from growing. But guidance is not only from outside. It must also be asked from Allah directly. A spiritually awakened heart must constantly make dua. O Allah, guide me to the straight path. Lack of guidance can also come from pride. Some people think they already know enough. Others feel shy to ask. Some are afraid of being judged, especially if they are still struggling with sins. But the path to Allah is open for everyone. Even the worst sinner can ask for guidance and be led to light. In fact, Allah loves when His servants ask Him. and He promises never to turn away a sincere heart. If you have had a spiritual awakening, don't stop there. Take the next step. Find people who will support your journey. Listen to those who remind you of Allah. Stay away from those who pull you back into darkness. If you can't find someone near you, start small. Read the Quran in a language you understand. Reflect on its meanings. Start praying even if it feels difficult. Keep moving forward, even with baby steps. Remember, guidance is a journey. No one reaches the end in one day. But every step you take brings you closer to Allah. And every effort you make, even if no one sees it, is written by the angels. The important thing is to never stop seeking, because when you sincerely ask Allah for guidance, He will never leave you alone. Don't stay trapped in confusion. Don't let lack of knowledge hold you back. The doors of guidance are open. You just need to knock. Allah is the best of guides, and He loves to guide those who want to be guided. Trust Him, follow the signs, and keep walking with your heart full of hope. 5. Weakness in faith. One powerful reason why many people stay trapped after their spiritual awakening is weakness in faith. When the heart begins to feel the light of Allah, there is excitement, a sense of peace, and a strong desire to change. But without strong faith, this fire slowly fades. The person feels lost again. They may still believe, but that belief is weak. It doesn't give them strength, patience, or courage to move forward. So they stay stuck, unable to fully return to their old life, but also unable to fully walk the new path. Weak faith does not mean someone is a bad person. It means the heart is tired, uncertain, or confused. It means the soul is thirsty, but hasn't had enough pure water from the Quran, Salah, and Zikr to become strong. Many people after awakening feel emotional for a few days or weeks. They cry during prayer. They feel closer to Allah. But as time passes, life distracts them. Tests come, temptations rise, and without firm belief, they lose their way again. Faith in Islam is not just a thought. It is action, commitment, and trust in Allah. And like a muscle, it grows stronger with use and becomes weaker when ignored. When a person does not feed their iman with prayer, Quran, good company, and good deeds, it becomes weak. And weak faith makes it easier for shaitan to whisper doubts, for sins to feel normal again, and for laziness to return. That's when the person begins to say things like, maybe I was just emotional, or I don't think I can do this, or it's too hard to change. But the truth is, nothing is too hard when Allah is with you. The problem is not the journey. The problem is the lack of fuel in the heart. That fuel is iman. It's the light that keeps a person moving even in the dark. It's the shield that protects against doubts, pressure, and sins. And without it, the person becomes tired quickly and gives up on the path before reaching the destination. How? Start small. Pray regularly, even if it's just the 5 daily prayers. Read even one verse of the Quran with meaning every day. Make simple dua and talk to Allah like He is your closest friend. Avoid major sins, and if you fall into them, repent quickly. Surround yourself with people who remind you of Allah. Watch or listen to Islamic reminders, even if just for 10 minutes daily. These small steps will start building your faith again. One of the traps of weak faith is that it makes a person think they are hopeless, that they can never change, that they are too far from Allah. But that is a lie from shaitan. Allah is closer than you think. He is more loving than you can imagine. And He always accepts the one who turns back to Him, no matter how many times they fall. If you have had a spiritual awakening, that is a gift from Allah. Don't let weak faith steal it away. Fight for it, protect it, build it. Your heart has already tasted the sweetness of remembering Allah. Don't let it forget. Even if your faith feels small now, it can grow into something powerful and beautiful. You are not weak. You are just in need of a refill. And the best source is always the Quran, the words of Allah, the Salah, and the sincere heart that keeps calling out to Him. So don't give up. Strengthen your faith, hold on tightly to the rope of Allah, and soon you will find yourself walking freely, Not trapped anymore, but flying with the wings of Iman. You are not alone on this path. Allah is with you. Even if you fall 10 times, stand up 11. Even if the road is slow, every step you take toward Allah is worth more than the world and everything in it. The pain you feel now will turn into strength. The confusion will turn into clarity, and the sadness will turn into peace. Hold on to your faith, feed your soul with the Quran. Pray, even if your heart feels weak. Ask Allah to guide you and He will. Because once you've felt that awakening, your soul already knows its way home. If this video touched your heart, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. Let's grow together in faith and walk hand in hand toward Jannah, one step at a time.